welcome to this week's vlog. At the moment I've come out for a country walk. You can see all of the beautiful cow parsley that's lining the country lanes. Cow parsley, also known as Queen Anne's lace, is a white flower that looks a bit like this. And in May in England it's just everywhere in the countryside. I love it, it's so beautiful. So I've just come out for a lovely walk in the evening. It's been really lovely weather today, so you can see I'm in my new top that I got in Paris, and I'm just, yes, walking through the countryside and enjoying some fresh air. So I was walking along and a deer literally just jumped in front of the path and started running through the fields, and it was so cool because I always love spotting like different animals and birds on the walks, and I haven't seen a deer up that close before on one of these walks in this area. I've seen them in the distance, but then we heard a few calling out in different parts of the fields and woods, so I reckon it's probably like the season where they come out, because obviously it's springtime, so that's why there's loads of them jumping around today. But it was really cool to see it. I don't know if you can see that all the way in the distance, the top of a church. That's where the car is parked, and that's where I've got to walk back to now. There's this house that I pass as I'm walking from the countryside into the village, and there's a door. So you can see there's a big wall, that's all the garden, the house is there, and they've got this door, and I've always wanted to look at what's on the other side because it really reminds me of the secret garden. And you know doors that are like that, they look really intriguing, but you know you're not allowed to look on the other side. It always makes you want to look more, doesn't it? So I'm just walking around the village and I've seen loads of posters saying that on the 29th of May there's going to be an open gardens event, and I really want to come back to have a nose around the gardens because, like I just said, the other one that was closed, I really wanted to see what's behind the door. And just in general, I feel like it'd be really cute. I love that villages organise things like that and they have a much closer community, because I feel like that's what's lacking nowadays. So yeah, I find that really cute. But just look how cute. It's beautiful. I just realised that I never mentioned what the name of this village is, so I've actually come to Steeple Ashton, which is a village in Wiltshire, so that's where I am for the walk. And I really love this one because the cottages are really pretty and there's nice walking routes and public footpaths going through the countryside, so it's just a really nice place to come to for a walk. And I love it here, particularly in autumn, because it's a very autumnal village, like all the leaves, there's so many trees with the leaves just go orange and red, and it's really beautiful, but it's equally beautiful in spring. I just spotted a garden full of chickens and oh my gosh, it's so idyllic. I've always wanted to have chickens because I bake so much and just eat eggs so much in general that it would be really good if I could have my own eggs, fresh eggs every morning that I can use for my baking, and yes, that's the dream, isn't it? So it's the next day. Today, so far all day, I've been editing a vlog for my Paris vlog, so that's what I've been up to thus far. But now I'm about to go out for a trip. I've got a bag packed with my book, so I'll be going out to read, sit on a bench. I'm going to the National Trust property Great Chalfield Manor, which is only a 23-minute drive from Bath, so it's really close, and it's one of my favourite National Trust properties. It's really pretty, and it was actually used in the filming of Poldark in the series. It's used as Caroline's house, so it's yes, a really lovely National Trust property. I'll be going there, have a little look around the garden and the house, and I will show you around as well, and just, yes, enjoy my book and read. So that's the plan for now. Also, I want to show you my outfit. I don't know if I can balance the camera here, because I am wearing the new skirt that I bought from Rouge in Paris, and I've styled it with a baby pink shirt which I've tied up in a knot. And yes, it's the first time I'm wearing this skirt because it's quite warm and summery today, and I feel like it's a really nice outfit. I'm very happy with it. So that's the outfit of the day. So yes, I've worn that with some gold hoops and just a simple necklace. So I feel like it's quite a nice springtime outfit, and yes, I'm ready to go out and enjoy the day a bit. So I've just arrived at Great Chalfield Manor. I've just parked the car. I'm about to head up there now, and it was a really lovely drive. You know when sometimes the drive is just as enjoyable as where you're going, because the lanes are really pretty that you drive through and the route is just really nice. So I was enjoying the drive, and I've just arrived and I'm about to head up now. Lucky because it's rather empty today. Normally in the weekends the properties can be really busy, but it's very peaceful. There's no one around, and I'm just wandering around looking for a bench that pulls me in so that I can go and find a nice spot to read. I've booked onto a house tour because they do house tours here. You can't just walk around at your own time. They have certain times, and there's one at 3, and I think I have like 25 minutes until the tour, so I'm just wandering around a little bit. I might not start reading until afterwards because oh, it's gone very dark, because I don't know if there's much point starting to read if then I'm going to go for the tour, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the gardens. So I found a lovely spot to read right beside the lilac. It smells amazing and the sun is shining so strongly, I love it. My current read is La Vérité sur l'affaire Harry Quebert, which was recommended to me by my friends when I went to Paris. Apparently it's the best mystery book they've ever read, so I was like, okay, I need to read it then. I bought it at the airport while I was waiting for the plane because I needed something to read, and I started it then. And I'm currently reading it by the lilac, enjoying the view. And waiting for 3 o'clock when I can go inside the house. So that's what I'm up to now, and I'm really enjoying it. Built in 1465 by the wealthy businessman Thomas Tropinall, Great Chalfield Manor was one of his many large estates and designed as a display of wealth and power. The house has even been described by Pevsner as one of the most perfect examples of the late medieval English manor house. Probably the most impressive part of the house is the hall, which sits right at the centre of the house. It is filled with objects that emphasise how, even now many centuries later, Great Chalfield Manor still is a family home. From ancient Jacobean furniture, an ornate Tudor wedding box, and mementos like tiger and bear heads acquired while hunting during travels through India, to modern family photos of weddings and children who are growing up in the house today, history just oozes out of the very stones. As I explored the rooms, I couldn't help but marvel at how a house this old is a product of generation upon generation, who have all left their mark over time. This is why I love old buildings so much. They have a soul, a story. The property is likely to be familiar to many of you because it has been used in various films and TV shows over the years, including Poldark, The Other Boleyn Girl, Wolf Hall and Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Another quirky feature that I was interested to learn about was how the house was adapted to protect the inhabitants. You have to remember that it was constructed at the time of the War of the Roses, so tensions were high and no one could be trusted. The stairs in this bedroom ran through the ceilings from one side of the house to the other as a means of escape, and the masks, which are carved into the stone of the walls, enabled Thomas Tropinall to spy on people in the Great Hall and see who was entering and leaving the building. Not only is the house magnificent, but it is surrounded by romantic arts and crafts gardens. Waterfalls of dreamy pink roses grace the courtyard in June and July, and tranquil orchards lie just below in fields of long wild grass. The gardens are just magical. That was a really good tour, I really enjoyed it, and I always love learning more about the properties when I visit places, not just to walk around without knowing what I'm looking at, but to learn about the history and the family that lived there and that lives there now and how the property has transformed over time. So it was really interesting and I loved it. And I'll come back out, I'm going to carry on reading because I didn't get to read for long. And look, I just passed this bush of jasmine, like my name, and it smells amazing. I love the smell of jasmine, but yeah, I'm probably going to go back to the bench that I found earlier because it was quite a good one and read there. I love this garden so much because one of the really sweet things about it, I mean, first of all the fact that it's spring and all the trees are in blossom and it's just beautiful, but there's this really cute here, I don't know if you can see, it's like a little stream, it's really sweet, flowers and little rocks and a little bridge. And it's literally just so idyllic, and it makes me think of something like out of a fairy story. Like you can imagine fairies living in the banks of the little stream and jumping across, and it's just really sweet and I love it. Garden there's a lake, and I was just walking along the lake at the back of the garden, which is surrounded by cow parsley. It's really pretty, but I found this. It's a rowboat. How cool is that? I can imagine it must be amazing to come here, an oak tree, to come here in the summer and to row in the lake. Could you imagine? That's what I would do. When I look for a spot to read in, that would be my ideal spot if I lived here. I would literally get the rowboat, pack a picnic and just sit out on the lake all day. That must be beautiful, but how lucky. It's like a dream here.
been bad. You put smiles on everyone. I think of you.
As much as I wish that I could hang around here all day and stay a bit longer, I'm going to have to leave because it's Sunday, so the supermarkets are closing early and I need to pop to the supermarket to get some bits to bake a Victoria sponge cake because it's someone's birthday at work. So I thought I would bake them Victoria sponge because everyone loves a good old Victoria sponge, but there are some ingredients that I'm missing that I need to go and pick up. So I'm going to have to head out to be able to go to the supermarket and get the stuff to bake the cake.
And of all I should have done, the place you're from, the wealth of the
the chapel to have a look around because church architecture is always so beautiful and just empty and quiet and peaceful, and it's very small but very beautiful, so you can tell the person who lived here was rich because obviously they were displaying their wealth through their chapel. I mean, the stained glass, I don't know if you can see it behind me, with the wheat and everything, it's just stunning, and then the carved stone. And the ceilings are really cool as well. And what I find really fascinating about ceilings in churches and chapels is that they often look like the undersides of boats. I don't know this one in particular who it was built by, but I know that lots of the time they got shipbuilders to literally build ships, but like upside down, and that's how they would construct the roof because they knew that the construction technique worked, which is really cool. But yes, I'm having a good time just walking around quickly before I leave. Wall, it looks like there's faded paintings. It looks like it used to be all covered in paintings that are faded. Like there you can kind of see the outline of a figure, but it's just fascinating.
Comes a time when all you have is who you love. And Cornelia, you'll be all I'm thinking of. You told me to think.
So I'm just editing and I realised I never finished off this video, so I'll say it now, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel to join me on more adventures around England. And also, for my next video, I'm planning to do a little Q&A in it, so if you have any questions for me, please comment them down below and I will answer them in my next video. But I will see you next time. Bye!